recovery team. Well, it's the next day. We're heading back over to try and get the sno-cat started. If you watched our last video, we checked out a behind the barn find, a 1985 Tucker sno-cat, and trying to get it started and see if we want to add it to the recovery team fleet. Well, we pretty much already decided we want to add it to the recovery team fleet. It's just a matter of getting it started and getting it on the trailer. We almost had it started yesterday, but we just couldn't get enough spark out of the ignition system. So we got some parts, and we're heading back to try it again. Well, we got parts now and a good battery. We'll see if we can try this again, see if we get it on the trailer.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
So,
all right, I'm gonna go grab some wrenches.
How hard is that one? Well, I got
it's
some
right here on the back of the starters, right there. So,
trying to make things even more betters.
Yeah, we got a new ballast resistor in here. We'll see if that helps. We got some new battery cables and a fresh battery.
is he napping already? Oh,
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a tough spot for the battery cable.
mm-hmm.
Looks like you put a starter in this not too long ago.
Yeah, probably about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Time with it,
Yeah.
just to get across to the other side, but I tried to keep it out of the woods. Because like I said, you start going over logs and stuff. That's when it's tough on the tracks, but
Yeah.
it can be done. But
I'm just curious how it did.
yeah, it was awesome on that bog. I didn't even sink one bit.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird though, because I got to the other end, and when it had such momentum that it coughed out water at the other end and come short and come back, and I'm like, oh wow. But yeah, it stayed right on top of it. It's the smoothest it ever rode too. Should we throw a little bit down that carburetor?
Yep. We'll throw down a little bit down there again and see what happens. Okay. Whoa! Well, I imagine by now some of you are probably thinking, why are we wasting all our time trying to get this to run? Why don't we just drag it up on the trailer? Well, a couple of simple reasons. First of all, I wanted to make sure that it would run, and I wanted to see it drive. The second reason is it's hydraulic steering, and without it running, those tracks don't steer. It would be very difficult to get it out from where it is and up onto a trailer.
Well, it appears that you got gas coming up through the fuel pump now.
Yeah, we have fuel up here now.
Firing.
Yep.
See anything squirting out of there yet, Eric?
Well, there's kind of been some dripping. Oh, it's running out. It's running out of one. Yep, it's running out of both of them. Right down into the, it's a steady stream.
So hold it to the floor then, huh?
Hold it to the floor, yeah. Well, it might be enough.
Start backing her off.
Well, it had good oil pressure, no abnormal noises inside the engine, nothing in there knocking, trying to get it out. And we ran it long enough to make sure that there wasn't a crack in the block or anything like that, coolant pouring out anywhere. Now we got to see if we can get it to move. Let's fire it up and then hold the clutch in and see if it grinds and put it in gear. The hydraulic clutch.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Right up there. So we should be able to crack that.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some spray. Let's spray that sucker first. Another one of those nice finds out of the junker.
I'm looking for my...
You said it's a what?
I said, oh, some 80s lubricant for an 80s Tucker.
Yeah, 3/8. Where did my 3/8 wrench go from yesterday?
Pliers?
No, we don't want to try that.
3/8.
No, I said
Oh, it's still in here.
use that. Hey, it's.
I'll
right where it's
use
supposed to
this
be.
one until I find the one I'm looking for.
Sounds good.
Careful of that manifold, she's warm.
Didn't take you long to find out, right?
Oh, sweet.
Get her to crack?
Yep.
Nice.
Looks like, didn't hear
Looks like luck is on his side today.
Might have to take the cover off of that to let air in. Got what you need?
Yep. You carry a fancy tool bag. I got my back pocket.
Pocket. Should just gravity from there.
Yep.
Alright, ain't got none coming out yet.
unless there's a rise in there.
Well,
and the hump in the
yeah,
coming, a hump coming over this way.
Yeah, I mean, it's filled all the way up to here, so.
Yeah.
don't take the bleeder all the way out. There might be some
Pluggage in that bleeder.
Yeah.
Pretty common. I've seen many plug bleeders.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's still dripping fuel in there. Yep.
Like I say, whatever needle and seat or float or whatever is not
Doing its job.
doing its job.
Put your starts and runs.
Well, yeah, if we can get it on the trailer that way, that's all that matters, right?
Mm-hmm.
If nothing else, I got that John Deere too.
Yeah.
So once we get it going, we can drive it behind with the John Deere and push it. I was thinking about that because, like I was telling my dad last night, I know it's going to skate on me. I know it. Like if you look at our trailer, we got angles welded across the ramps,
Right.
so that way tracks don't skate.
Grab.
Yeah.
And it's a scary feeling when they start to skate.
Skate, I know.
Yep. Because
I've done it a couple times, loaded it that way because I had to, but I'll tell you what, a few times it was white knuckle for me.
Yeah.
I actually thought about snowmobile tracks.
The rubber ones?
Putting a rubber snowmobile track on the deck of the trailer.
There you go.
We can push the pedal to make it start flowing, maybe.
Well, the continuing saga of the Tucker sno-cat, we had to bleed the clutch line. We would say brake line, but it's just like bleeding a brake line. So we can get the clutch to operate so that we can actually put it in gear and get it to move.
Well, we tried and tried to get the hydraulic clutch to bleed out, but in reality, that master cylinder just wasn't pushing any fluid. So, what do? Well, we try and start it in gear, see what happens. but it moves. Maybe we can get it on the trailer.
This is a whole lot more exciting, isn't it?
Oh, what's running?
Keep the bogies on. The whole thing's got to go that way a little bit. Spacing's about right. We're just too far over this way. Well, we put a couple of wooden planks down on the ramps. Hopefully that'll be enough to give it some bite so it doesn't go for a slide. The planks aren't quite long enough. We'll see.
Looking.
We're centered.
The Tucker sure got a low crawler gear, doesn't it? probably good.
Just remember, my truck's first.
What was that, Mara?
My truck gets worked on first, and then he can work on this.
Yeah, but this one runs.
That's why
Sorta.
mine needs to be done first.
Oh,
Well, you better hurry up and get on it.
Yeah, it sort of runs.
Don't you work
It's
on
going to
it?
need a lot of work.
is there anything that you're going to miss about this?
Anything, all of it.
I hear.
mainly having fun in the snow with it and stuff like that. And
Well, when we finally get it done, maybe we'll give you a call and let you come over and take it for a rip.
sounds good.
Well, it's on the trailer and we're heading home. Hey there, it's a new day, and yes, we have to unload the sno-cat. But before we do, let's take a little closer look at this thing. It's a Tucker model 1342. That means it's a 13 series, has 4 tracks and 2 doors. Here's our data plate on the machine. It's a 1985. I think that's a 5, yep. 1342B. And gross vehicle weight, 7840. Empty vehicle weight is 6240. And it's designed to carry 1,600 pounds. So the story goes, this used to belong to a towing service out of Spooner. Towing service, junkyard. And they used it for frozen lake recovery. When cars fell through, got stuck in the snow and the ice. Even did some ice fish house recovery with it. I don't believe they're in business anymore. That was a while ago. Yes, it's powered by a 318 Chrysler, has a 5-speed manual transmission, and there's a transfer case drop box here that's specially made by Tucker. A drive shaft, a Dana 60 front, and a Dana 60 rear. They're both solid axles. They don't actually steer on the axle. The axles are mounted to a big cradle and a pivot pin. And you have a hydraulic cylinder here that's connected to a drag link on this side that pushes this one when you want to turn right. And on the other side, pulls that cradle when you want to turn right. So in essence, it's 4-wheel steer. It has 4 bogie tracks on it. And yes, the track belts are in really rough shape. There's a couple of them that are tearing. You can see that here. And over here. So it's definitely going to need some track belt replacement before we can really use this thing. Get a load of these ice spikes here. They're putting holes in my trailer. Let's see if we can figure out the footprint on this thing. So approximately 56 inches of length. It touches the ground. And 28 inches wide. So according to the calculator on my phone, that's 1,568 square inches of footprint per track. And you times that by 4, so that comes up to 6,272 square inches of footprint. That ought to go over some very soft stuff without sinking. So like I say, this was built as a recovery unit. We have a tow truck sling on the back here. And it's got a hydraulic winch, actually I think about the same one that I have on the wrecker. And used to have a cable that ran up and through a flare head here for the tow truck sling. So it was set up to pick up vehicles just like a tow truck. Look at here, it's got remote hydraulics for the rear. And we got remote hydraulics on the front too. We'll definitely have to make sure we keep that and it works. I was going to try and unload it and drive it around the yard, but that carburetor is getting worse. It's now wanting to stick open. And without a clutch and having to start it in gear, I've done some sketchy stuff, but I don't really want to try unloading this like that. I could just see it now. Guy falls off trailer with sno-cat. Might make a good viral video, but that's not the kind of videos I want to make. So I checked on a replacement carburetor, and to my surprise, they aren't very expensive. I can actually get one off of Amazon for less than $100. And I also checked into the master cylinder for the clutch and the brake, and believe it or not, those are still available too, and just over $50. So don't tell seat cover, but we already ordered some parts for this, and we're gonna have to do some work on it before we get to her truck. Well, when we get the carburetor and the master cylinder, we'll get this thing put together and get it off of the trailer. Thanks for watching BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, be safe out there, and maybe we'll see you in the woods.